Thor Coat provides exceptional protection against corrosion of vital metal components. On propeller shafts, subject to reversing rotational loading, Thor Coat is proven to be up to 9 times more flexible than typical wrapped coatings. Optimum performance of Thor Coat is ensured through application procedures following a 5-step process: preparation, mixing, application, inspection, and cleanup. Thor Coat is packaged as a complete application kit, including 2 epoxy components to be mixed immediately prior to application, a brush and mixer, wet coating thickness gauge, and a repair and touch-up kit for post-application use where necessary. Use this chart as a guide for the necessary amount of Thor Coat required. For shafts that have been in service, remove the previous coating completely and prepare the surface using an appropriate cleaning solvent. Mount the shaft on a slowly turning lathe and apply the solvent with a soft, lint-free cloth. Remove weld flux, weld splatter, and general contamination. Sharp edges must be radiused. Mechanical hand tools may be used to remove loose scale, rust, paint, and other foreign matter. It is recommended to sandblast the shafts to meet near-white blast clean finish standards. If sandblasting is not possible, the shaft should be freshly machined. Use distilled or deionized water to remove salts from shafts that have been exposed to seawater. The degreasing steps may have to be repeated to ensure complete removal of salts from the surface. For this final cleaning step, apply an organic solvent that leaves no residue film. Mounting the shaft on a slow-turning lathe or similar device is the best method of applying Thor Coat. For easier cleanup, spread a plastic sheet beneath the shaft before applying. As an epoxy formulation, Thor Coat requires thorough mixing of 2 components immediately prior to application. Part A is the resin. Part B is the hardener. While no unusual hazard is associated with the application of Thor Coat, proper safety gear should be used during the preparation and application stages. Thor Coat should be mixed and applied within a temperature range of 15 to 30 degrees Celsius or 60 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Mix each component separately before blending using a power mixer for Part A and manual mixing for Part B. When both elements have been thoroughly mixed, add the entire quantity of Part B, the hardener, to Part A, the resin. Use the power mixer at slow speed to thoroughly blend the 2 components, ensuring that the mixer reaches all locations within the container. Note that Thor Coat must be applied within 45 minutes of mixing and is most easily handled within 20 minutes. If more than 1 kit is required to cover large areas, mix and apply each kit as needed. Do not mix several kits at the same time. Depending on manpower and materials, Thor Coat can be applied either with a brush and trowel or using a doctor blade mounted on a lathe. Regardless of which coating method is used, the transition to sleeve or liner requires special attention. The coating must provide a smooth profile in the transition area, extending Thor Coat beyond the grooves to the liner outside diameter. It may be necessary to apply 2 or more coats to this region. Using the brush supplied with the kit, apply Thor Coat to the top third of the shaft. Rotate the shaft to bring an uncoated third of the shaft to the top and apply Thor Coat to this area. And rotate again to bring the final third in position to complete the coating. To prevent the coating from sagging, the shaft should be rotated continuously. The ideal rotation speed of the shaft in this procedure is 6 to 18 meters per minute, or 20 to 60 feet per minute. Once the first kit is applied, hold the trowel obliquely to smooth the surface of the coating and repeat along the shaft, taking care not to remove too much coating material. Thor Coat should be evenly applied at a thickness of 2 millimeters or 80 thousandths of an inch, measured by the wet coating thickness gauge supplied with the kit. Holding the gauge at a 90-degree angle to the shaft, press it firmly into the film, withdraw, and note the deepest tooth with coating and the next highest tooth without coating. The teeth are marked in mils. Mount the doctor blade on the lathe, positioning at 2.5 millimeters or 100 thousandth of an inch away from the shaft. Rotate the shaft on the lathe and slowly pour Thor Coat on top of the shaft in a zigzag motion. After Thor Coat has been spread evenly over the shaft, stop the lathe and quickly check for thickness accuracy using the wet film thickness gauge. If necessary, adjust the doctor blade to achieve a thickness of 2 millimeters or 80 thousandths of an inch. Continue this process until the shaft is completely coated. Prior to curing, closely inspect for porosity or bubbles, carefully filling any voids. Repairs are much more effective at this stage than after the material is cured. Curing of the Thor Coat surface will be greatly accelerated with the application of heat. Ideal curing temperatures range between 20 and 40 degrees Celsius or 70 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. At the lower range, allow a minimum of 5 days for full curing. At a temperature of 40 degrees Celsius or 105 degrees Fahrenheit, allow about 24 hours for curing. Using 500 to 750 watt heat lamps positioned 40 centimeters or 15 inches from the surface provide an ideal heat source to accelerate curing. Achieving the 2 millimeter or 80 thousandths of an inch thickness with a single coat is possible. If multiple coats are needed, apply each coat after the preceding coat has partially cured. After curing, final inspection should be performed with an ultrasonic or magnetic thickness measurement device compatible for use on organic coatings applied to a steel substrate. Measure the coating at the 3, 6, 9, and 12 o'clock positions. It is also important to check coating continuity using a holiday detector. If detected, pinholes, bubbles, and other minor imperfections can be filled using the Thor Coat repair kit. To repair small pinholes, mix Part A and Part B of the Thor Coat repair kit. Apply Thor Coat to the voids using a brush. For other imperfections, such as a bubble, cut out the imperfection and apply Thor Coat to the area using a brush. Any areas found to be less than 2 millimeters or 80 thousandths of an inch in depth should be built up with a second coating using the same sample repair kit. Retain unused mixed Thor Coat in the original containers, where they will harden into an inert material for safe disposal along with any contaminated materials. Thor Coat in original sealed containers may be safely stored for 2 years from the date of production in a cool and dry environment at temperatures between 10 to 38 degrees Celsius or 50 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Proper application of Thor Coat provides a reliable and corrosion-resistant solution in vessels with water-lubricated shaft lines. Designed to provide 10-year integrity, potentially eliminating the need for the 5-year shaft withdrawal and inspection, Thor Coat is another innovative answer to real-world challenges. Only from Thornton Bearings.